Hi, my name is Laura Hill-Rao. I'm the Director of the Civic and Community Engagement Office at Buffalo State.
And I'm Aurora Shunk. I'm the Assistant Director of the Civic and Community Engagement Office.
A huge thank you to our community partners who are joining us and are offering opportunities for students to come out for Bengals Dare to Care Day to do a day of service project with you. So the Civic and Community Engagement Office is an office at Buffalo State that promotes student involvement in the community. We do that both through working with courses and faculty, as well as encouraging students to do volunteer work through student organizations, clubs, and as individuals. Our goal with all of that is to promote active citizenship and help students understand their role and responsibility as citizens in a community. We also lead numerous initiatives such as the West Side Promise Neighborhood and the Anchor Institution efforts that we'd be happy to talk more with you about that support community priorities.
So what Bengals Dare to Care Day is, it's Buffalo State's annual day or morning of service. It's sponsored by our president here on our campus, and the Civic and Community Engagement Office, we coordinate the day.
We usually have about 800 students come out, so this is a very large event, and we're really appreciative of your willingness to have our students out with your organization. A significant number of those are first-year students, so they're getting to know Buffalo, and it's a great opportunity for them to get out into our community, get connected, and see themselves as being a part of Buffalo. A lot of athletic teams come out, student organizations, and we even have some classes that join us for it. And we hope that the students that participate will either continue to volunteer with you or see themselves as important members of a community and continue to be involved as they stay with Buffalo State.
So to know some of the students and faculty staff you're going to be seeing during the day, the first is our site coordinators. They're here in a purple shirt, and this is who will be leading your team of volunteers. We ask them to introduce themselves when they get off the bus. Again, that's an easy way to do that because they're in those purple shirts, and they'll be there to assist you with supervising and coordinating the project.
You'll have a team of volunteers. After you filled out the request form, you indicated how many volunteers you wanted. So they will come to you with work gloves, with garbage bags, with a recycling bag, a first aid kit, some hand sanitizer, water, and some other supplies such as sharps containers if it's deemed necessary. If you do need tools for your project, such as rakes and shovels, there are tool libraries in the city of Buffalo, and we can give you a list of those libraries in order to coordinate tools, but they must be arranged by your organization. So the outline for the day, so that you have an understanding of the plan.
So beginning at 8:30, students start coming onto campus, and that's when they're registering and they're checking into a project site.
At 9:45, we dismiss them after the president gives them some welcoming remarks and gets everybody excited. They come generally on yellow school buses, but if it's close to campus, they may also walk or take NFTA.
So between 10 and 10:30 is when you should expect the student teams to arrive at your project sites. And again, those site coordinators, they should be introducing themselves and getting to know you once everyone is off the bus.
If you do have a smaller group, there are sometimes 2 or 3 project drop-off sites, which is why there's this space here in terms of when they will be arriving at your project. We ask that you provide a brief introduction before you get the students to work. It's a 5 to 10 minute overview. If you could talk about your organization, what the mission is, other types of projects that the organization accomplishes, what the purpose and the goals are of that. And then, of course, describe how the work that the students will be doing that day fits in with that mission so that they really understand the context of what they're doing and why it matters. Go into depth about what you expect of them, what you hope to accomplish by the time that they're finished, and then point out any logistical things like where the restrooms are, how to access water, and questions like that. You are welcome to utilize your site coordinator in the purple shirt to help you supervise and have the students stay motivated.
So from about 10:30 to 12:30, that's when the volunteers are going to be working on the project with you. And then around 12:30, 12:45, that's when the students and the team will start cleaning up, and they'll also complete a reflection activity. So these are some things that we instruct the site coordinators to help you with, so ensuring that the tools are put away, that they're at a good stopping point, so that you're in a good stopping point with the project itself. And again, use the site coordinators at this time to help you wrap up the project to wherever that might need to be. We ask that the students return all the gloves to a reusable grocery bag. If you see any students throwing them out, try to discourage that, because we do reuse those for year after year. And then there's another thing that we help our partners with is the garbage bag. So we can coordinate pickup from the garbage to at your organization with the City of Buffalo. And this is just the sheet that the site coordinators will have on their clipboard, and it just helps them to fill out exactly where the garbage is so that we can call the City of Buffalo for the pickup.
So they should be wrapping up about 12:45, and we ask the student leaders, the ones in the purple shirts, to do that reflection with the group. And it helps the students to kind of think about both what they did, so what was accomplished, what did they do as individuals, maybe something they've never done before. So what is the next question in that reflection? Why does it matter? What difference did this project make? And how does it connect to the organization's mission? So what difference did it make for your organization and for them as individuals? And then now what? Of course, and that gets back to our point about trying to encourage the students to think about this as an introductory experience and wanting them to engage over a long time. So do you think that you will continue to volunteer? And how is this in context of the students' own kind of civic experience and how they intend to or want to be part of the broader community?
Around 12:45, that's when the students will board the bus. They'll be returning to campus. And beginning at 1 o'clock, the students will have lunch on campus. We do invite all community partners who were involved in hosting students to come to campus and enjoy lunch with us as well.
So that pretty much wraps up the day. Just to kind of touch base again on some of the main questions we often hear from partners that we went through. So what time do they arrive? They should be to you about somewhere between 10 and 10:30, hopefully sooner rather than later. But occasionally if there are 3 drop-offs, it may be a little bit later. What do we do if it rains? This is a rain or shine event. Students will be showing up to register that morning. So we do ask that you continue the project in some form, even if it is raining. If you're painting, for example, you may need to come up with a backup plan in order to utilize the students that are coming to you. What do students bring with them? Again, they'll have work gloves, water, first aid kit, and other basic supplies, but tools need to be provided by your organization. How do you tell the students to prepare? This is often something that comes up after the event. We tell students always to wear closed-toed shoes. They should not be coming to you in flip-flops or sandals or dress shoes, and to wear clothes that they can get dirty. Now, unfortunately, the students sometimes show up without having read that email, and we appreciate your flexibility, but they are informed that they really need to show up ready to work and dressed appropriately. We also tell them to put their cell phones away. Of course, they're interested in taking some photos and things like that, but they do need to come ready to work and be engaged. So if you see students on their phone too much, for example, feel free, please, to ask them to put it away. Utilize your student leaders to help with that communication as well. And then if it turns out to be a hot day or the students are tired, the student leaders are there to try to keep them motivated, and you are as well. So students, of course, need to take a break, but let's try to keep them working the whole time. They're only with you for a couple of hours.
So the community organization responsibilities, just to kind of recap what we went over, providing the project, the tools, again, we can share those tool libraries, and then a 10-minute orientation to the team so that they understand not only the project for the day, but also what the organization's mission is.
Our site coordinators are there to assist you, to keep the students focused, and then to conduct that reflection and wrap up and to keep track of students throughout the morning. They also notify us about garbage locations. They turn in the reflection conversations to us so we can understand the students' perspectives and experiences, and they support the volunteers that are involved with the project.
The volunteer team, so they're, again, the orange shirts, sharing their energy and enthusiasm to help you complete a project in the community, wrapping up that project before they get back on the bus to come back to campus, and then participating in a wrap-up reflection conversation.
So, a couple other issues that might come up if someone is not feeling well or gets injured, which has never happened. But in an emergency situation, do they need to go to the hospital? If so, 911 is the first place that gets called. I am the point of contact, and you will have my cell phone number in case anything needs to come up or there is some sort of emergency. The site coordinators have that contact information as well. And then if someone is just not feeling well, I have come out and picked up students before the project is completed if the student needs to come back. If you've accumulated lots of trash and recycling, again, the site coordinator will write all that information down. We can call it into the city of Buffalo, and they will come by and pick it up within a day or two. And again, if the students aren't focusing, utilize your site coordinator to get them excited and keep them on task for that short period of time.
If you have any other questions, we really encourage you to give us a call. Our office number is there on the screen if there's anything that we didn't cover in this orientation.
Thanks again for having students, and we look forward to working with you for Bengals Dare to Care Day.